What if you could change your life? What if sorrow could become joy and the darkness the light? What if you could heal not only yourself, but those around you? Well, you can. It's called alchemy. And these are the Alchemy Sisters. Join quantum karmic healer Jennie McDaniel and intuitive empowerment coach Mandee Elam for a magical journey into esoteric spiritual discussions. Brought to you by Heart Over Ego Radio.
Hello and welcome to Alchemy Sisters Monday. You are here with Mandee and the lovely Jennie McDaniel. Hey Jennie, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. Jennie and I typically call in from Skype, but Skype wasn't letting us call in, so we're calling in from our phones tonight, and if the sound is a little off, we apologize, but we're so excited that you're holding space with us here on Heart Over Ego Radio. If this is your first time tuning in, typically each night or each Monday, most Mondays, Jennie and I like to interview and highlight a wonderful wayshower in our world. Tonight we're going to have a beautiful guest, Jennifer Evans, who's one of our co-hosts on our Sunday show, Everyday Psychic Radio, and we're going to get her here shortly. So if you have any questions, feel free to call in. We're going to be taking some callers tonight. The phone number for that is, let me check that out, 323-642-1188. So, Jennie, how else can our listeners follow us or get a hold of us these days?
Well, they can find us on Facebook at the Alchemy Sisters. They can also find us on Facebook at Heart Over Ego Radio. And also on Heart Over Ego Radio Facebook page, you'll see a slew of other shows we have going on this network. We are Heart Over Ego Radio. We have about 7 shows, going to be up to 9 in a couple weeks, a week, all for your listening pleasure, all for your learning and involvement, and for the love of it too. We absolutely love getting on here and sharing our insights and getting yours as well. So you can find us on Facebook. You can also go over to Instagram, and you can find us at Heart Over Ego Radio on Instagram, as well as the Alchemy Sisters. And you can go to any major podcast app, and you can find Heart Over Ego Radio, and you'll be able to sign up, follow, and you will be notified when we have new shows each day. Some of them are call-in, some of them are informational. The one on Friday is called The Witching Hour. We do a series of meditations. I take us on a parallel journey to past or parallel lives, and then our good friend Leah from Greenwich Village will take you into some yogic, deep trance meditation, and then Mandee will finish us off with a nice guided imagery balancing meditation. So check us out at the Witching Hour, and you can again find us on any major podcast app. Just simply search Heart Over Ego Radio, and you'll have all of us lined up. Are we able to get Jennifer in here yet, Mandee?
I don't believe yet, but that's okay. We can get started, and I know she'll hop on as soon as she's able to. In the meantime, I wanted to ask you anything rising for you on your heart or mind this week as we, go into another week of the COVID chapter that we get to experience as a collective, and just wondering what energies you're seeing right now.
Well, it's wildly experimental. I mean, it's unprecedented what's going on. For example, Europe is just coming out of some of their shelter-in-place lockdown, and they went in about at least a month before we did. And we're having some things open up. So I don't know what the answer is. I'm a pretty good psychic, and I can't see all of the outcomes, of course, because there's so many variables. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. So it feels like it's very experimental. And I guess we'll know in a couple months if we hit some spikes or if we get that herd immunity people are hoping for. It's very interesting. I've always liked the word unprecedented, but now I can use it more than ever before in my whole life. It's unprecedented.
It really is, We're all in it together. We're all navigating this together. We thank all of our listeners for tuning in and, trying to do as much soul work as you can at this time, because it really does give you a little bit more of a leg up with things. And when we can start to control our actions and our reactions and shift our fears into curiosity, then we can allow alchemy to start to occur. Well, Jennie, while we're waiting for Jennifer to come, do you want to go ahead and take a caller?
We have Jennifer. She just messaged me on Skype, and she's calling from the 519, and I'm going to go ahead and get Jennifer on. Jennifer, can you hear us?
Beautiful.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
We can. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling in. Sorry for our technical difficulties tonight.
No, Skype's not working?
Nope, it wasn't letting us call out. Every now and then that'll happen, but that's okay.
That's all right. It's okay.
This is the beautiful Jennifer Evans. She's an incredible psychic and medium, and we are honored to collaborate with her here on Heart Over Ego Radio. Jen, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
I most certainly can. I am a Canadian living in Canada, and I have been doing tarot card readings for a long, long time, since I was 16 years old. I taught myself by just picking up a deck of cards and starting to do readings for people myself. From there, I went on to admire mediums and wish I could do that. And then, lo and behold, I was a medium. So what I think I want to say is, when you admire something and you think that you want to do it, what you have to do is take the steps in order to get to the place that you want to be. So when you see those doors opening, instead of being a talker, be a doer and go right through those doors. It doesn't mean you master something overnight, but it does mean that you're taking steps in the right direction, if you know what I mean. So I don't do it full time. This is not my full-time gig. I do have a day job. However, it is something that I do to be of service to spirit and to my fellow humankind, so that we can all help each other and give each other a leg up on our evolution. The end.
So beautiful. Absolutely love it when people are of service in that way. And often people will say, there's a lot of rustling on a mic if someone can mute. But there is a lot to be said about having a hobby and enjoying it and then allowing it to organically grow into a money-making situation if you wanted to, or not. I get a lot of healers who are like, oh, I want to go into healing, but I don't really know if I want to, go in the business aspect. I'm like, you can make that a hobby. You can absolutely play around the art of the tarot, or you can play around with energy work. You don't have to be full-time. You can just enjoy it and utilize it when you want. Oftentimes people find out how good you are, like people find out how good Jennifer is and probably want to blow up her phone and get readings and what have you. But, you can just enjoy it and have a little fun and play around with it. I think that I started with some passions around tarot first. That's probably what really got me interested. But I feel like Jennifer's skills in tarot supersede most people that I know who play around with the tarot. She's got a real special connection with them. I'd say I'm mediocre at that branch of psychic work. She's very, very skillful. Have you had a chance to get some of her work, Mandee? Oh, did we lose Mandee?
Sorry about that. I'm still here. I have not yet, but it's funny because as I was getting ready for our actually two things. One, it was kind of funny because I was listening to one of the shows that you guys did recently, and Jennifer was giving wonderful dating advice. And she was like, the poor short guys out there, I feel so bad for them. And that was something that really resonated with me. And it was pretty funny because one of my friends was doing some online dating, and a lot of my friends are. A lot of people are, I think, during this quarantine stuff. And I passed it along. I was like, maybe give some short guys a chance because there might be, some golden nuggets in there and some things that you're looking for. And I passed that along. And it made me think. I was like, I should consider getting a love reading with Jennifer Evans at some point because that might be a lot of fun.
She's awesome. Trade with her or get a session.
Sometimes it's not fun.
What? It's not fun?
It's like, sometimes, sometimes I'll say, well, wait a minute. You're looking for, this guy who's a millionaire, 6'2", and gorgeous, and you sit in your basement in your house dress all day, your parents' basement, eating cheesies and not looking for work. Like, how is that going to happen?
Yeah.
It's about
that was something we wanted to talk about. Yeah. We were going to talk about that a little bit tonight and, like, the action steps that you can take to help co-create some of your experiences. You're really good at that activating energy, or at least encouraging people to use it.
Well, and it's true, because you can tell people, they can call in, they can ask you anything, but until they've actually taken the steps that have been suggested to them, they're never going to be able to manifest what it is that they need. And even if they don't like your steps, take your own steps, figure your own path out, but do something. You can't just sit and not make decisions and sit there stagnant. And, very rare, I'm not going to say it's impossible, things are never really handed to us on a silver platter. There's the odd thing when a 2-year-old's born and for some reason they can master the piano. Must be a past life thing. But that is very rare. You actually have to sit down, learn how to read music, and figure out how to play the piano and practice. But those are steps that you need to take. You just don't get to be a world-famous pianist without putting in the work. So, and I think that's a lot of what's lacking in society is I think they have the manifestation part, and I really kind of blame that book, The Secret. They think they can just manifest it by wishing it to be so, but without doing any of the groundwork or building the foundation to be able to have these things manifest for themselves. Would you guys agree?
Yes. I've been saying that for years. I've been doing this work for a long time, and I've been under the impression that people are quite expectant for a lot to manifest for them without putting much effort in besides cutting out some things from a magazine and putting it up on the wall. I'm like, no, yes, that's good. Do that too. But you would be almost a fool to think that that is what's going to bring in all your wealth and abundance and love and whatever you're looking for. You have to put a lot sometimes and quite often of physical action behind that. In fact, I feel like that book did us a little bit of a disservice as far as manifestation is concerned. It brought about a millennia-old idea, which is very pagan in essence, which is what you think about is what you bring forward. And so I really feel like those people kind of took a very ancient piece of wisdom and kind of Americanized it and mass-fed it like fast food to people, and then suddenly, before you know it, everyone's very whimsical and not wanting to put a lot of effort into things. Well, this is a three-dimensional existence. We have incarnated into a place where it's heavy gravity. There's a lot of physicality. There's a lot of movements and a lot of obstacles. And you didn't come here by accident. You wanted the obstacles. So I would like to bring people back to the reality. And Jennifer and I will do it very often on Sundays. Basically like, hey, for example, on Sundays we will get a couple choice callers who call in almost every Sunday asking the same question for years. And so what we try to do is maneuver the energy that we have anything to do with their future and that they have everything to do with their future, and we can only see potentials, and the power lies in their lap, in their hands. Religion, government, and society has done an exceptional job of making you feel like everything's out of reach, or it's already put in place, and what's going to happen is going to happen, so you don't even need to try, right? Well, that's ridiculous. So, also, one more thing before I end and hand it back over to someone else, that one of the gentlemen, I'll Google it in a second while you two are chatting in a second to get the name, but one of the gentlemen who was part of writing The Secret killed several people, I think it was in Sedona, Arizona, doing a sweat lodge, kept them in there for too long, killed them. Get this, though, just so high on his ego. After the people had died, family members were, wanting a response from him, and he said, it's part of their karma. So just to show you, The Secret is wildly egoic in a lot of ways. one of the people who put it together and wrote it and put that documentary movie together, indeed killed people with his ego. So that's how dangerous some spirituality can get.
It's interesting because I do, and for me, and I'm sure many of our listeners, like that book, it was a bit of a bridge, and it helps you to look outside the box differently. But absolutely, the focus of it was definitely very materialistic based, and it didn't require a lot of action steps. All my clients know when they work with me and they get a session afterwards, I send a recap, and part of that is like a potential action steps because I truly believe that like luck is preparation meeting an opportunity. So like you have to take some action steps and be devoted to yourself. And sometimes we can swing the pendulum the other way and be going overactive and doing too many action steps, and we've got to rein it in. Jenny's always good at recognizing that energy. But it's a really beautiful balance. And so, yeah, I think The Secret was a decent little bridge and stepping stone. And part of it, I think, would help people with some ancient remembering on their path, but then overall ended up being a little bit of a disservice. So I have to agree.
All in good nature, though. So, Jennifer, I don't know if you got a chance to, but do you want to tell everyone how they can get a hold of you in case they want to experience some of your readings?
Absolutely. I can, of course, be reached on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on what's Heard Over Ego Radio. What's the name of the show, Jenny?
We're called Everyday Psychic Radio on Sunday. It's the same network that we're on right now, Heart Over Ego Radio. So it's the same number that you would call in. We're here on Sundays doing free readings. Jennifer and I, and Mandee pops in with us sometimes, and then we've got our buddy Drew.
Perfect. Or I can be reached at healermedium@live.ca, and I have a website, iseedeadpeople.ca.
Jennifer, is there anything that you want to discuss, look at, talk about? If not, we could take a couple callers. There's a couple callers on the line, but I want to give you a chance to, it's kind of like your debut, your interview. On Sundays, you're so kind to help us with the reading, so I want to give you an opportunity to come at it from a different angle and talk about anything you want or not, however you want to do it.
Well, when it comes to manifestation, I'll just mention this much, is I've often been be careful what you wish for, because often if you place your wish out there, I like to say for whatever's in my highest and my best, but of course there's going to be different things that resonate with you. Someone could say I want fame, and fame ends up being the thing that brings them down eventually, that sort of thing. So that's why I say be careful what you wish for, but don't be overly careful about it. Now, lately, I've been watching that show Medium, the one from the 80s or not. I think it was the 90s. Do you remember that show, anyone?
Was it an Arquette?
No, I'm just looking at you after that. Jenny's good at that.
Patricia Arquette, yes. Patricia Arquette's in it. Anyway, so she's this medium, and she goes and solves all these murders and cases using her sleeping skill of seeing whatever's happening as she's sleeping. So, she's got her special gift, but she's also got this really nice, supportive husband who's a scientist named Joe. So lately I've been watching Medium going, they have such a great relationship. That's the relationship that I want. It's fake. It's on TV. It's a TV show. But I love the way that they support each other. So I'm putting that out there. That's all I have. I want the relationship from Medium.
You're gonna have the universe transform your husband into that man.
I don't have a husband.
Oh, I thought that you did.
No, I had one.
You had a husband.
Yes,
but he is not a part of the
in your near future.
We'll see. Hopefully he's a scientist like Joe from Medium.
Wow, I'm going to have to go take a look at the cards I pulled for you yesterday on the show and go back and look at them a little different, because I was quite sure that you were married and there was some male representation in there. So I'm going to go back and do a little recap, and I'll send you any notes I come on to.
Oh, no problem.
Good,
that's
good
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to take a caller if you have any.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. We got a couple callers. Let's take the person at the top here. Mandee, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a 551 caller from the 551. You are on the air. Tell us what your name is, where you're calling from, and what your question is.
Hi, my name is Tasha. I'm calling from New York, and my question is, do you see new employment with possible move coming up for me?
Ladies, which one of you want to start us off? Go ahead.
Oh, I don't mind going first. Jennifer. Tasha, the first thing I saw, as soon as you spoke, I did see a move for you. Do you have any plans on moving? And I don't feel like it's within the city. I feel like it's outside of the city.
I'm looking at another couple of states.
Okay. So really what's going to happen is, if there's a move, it can't be one and you can get a job and move there for the job, but you're not going to get a job and then move. So you sort of have to narrow down your focus a little bit. And, I'm going to apply out of state, and then when I get the job, I'm going to move out of state. But you have to set that intention like we were talking about earlier. You have to make a plan, and you have to say, okay, and these states that you're moving to, and now Jennie and I have had this question before, have you actually been to these states? Do you know what's in these states, what's available?
One I used to live in. The other, I have family there, and then, I guess I can just narrow to those two. So one I have lived in, and then the other one I haven't.
Okay, so if you don't get the job before moving there, you have to do the move and then get the job. And so focus on one thing at a time. However, I don't feel like you're going to get a job and then move there. I feel like there'll be the move and then the job. But I'll let Jennie and Mandee answer.
Okay, thank you.
I got a couple cards. So, yes, I'm getting the Nine of Wands, which is a masterminding of a plan. So just doing the practical steps. Did you think about things like, did you like that city you lived in? Would you prefer to try something new? The newer city, can you do a little research to look around, see if there's some more opportunities there? So they're saying just kind of mastermind it. So they're bringing in that part of the manifestation that the secret is talking about, which is dreaming, thinking, putting ideas together. The next one is the Magician, which just looks like you playing out these pieces that you put together. Brilliant on your end. Ace of Cups is going to bring you a lot of happiness, this move, because the reason I think there's going to be a move is because then you get the Death card, then the Fool. And if I've never seen a closing and an opening before, that's it. So it does look like you will take this opportunity to move. And again, that's just the angle that I'm seeing right now, but it does look like it will be beneficial for you. Tell me, do you have some intuitive skills yourself?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Your spirit guides are ringing a bell at me to talk about those, and they're saying you're just going to keep amplifying those. The world needs more of that clear vision than ever before, so go ahead and do us a favor on the planet and yourself a favor and tune into those a little bit more. They're saying you can use it in a lot of part of your life, but many parts of your lives. So, Mandee, do you got anything you want to throw down?
I do. I pulled cards for you as well, Tasha, and it lined up very similarly to what Jennie said. I got the Nine of Pentacles, calling in some abundance. Maybe things aren't, quite lining up the way you want it to right now, but you're getting your ducks in a row. You're bringing in other abundant energies as well as financial. Then we've got the Chariot for next month. Steady does it, bringing in balance, really taking the action steps towards making this happen. Then I pulled the Justice card. That looks like around July time or so, really feeling like, like Jennie said, happy and grateful, but also like, I worked hard and like I really earned this. And then I got the World card, which is breaking a new foundation and a new ground. So everything sounds really similar. Keep up the hard work, keep your intentions, follow that beautiful intuition because it really is rising right now, and practice your medicines, and you're going to make this happen, sister.
Thank you. I've been really working on it. Lately, I've been having a lot on my mind because I'm in the midst of doing a career change, and I know I tried what I'm trying now, and I really don't like it, and I'm just trying to get more insight, because I want to try something new, but I'm trying to narrow it down. And I'm going in between like law and medical, and I just don't. I've been like at this place for like 3 months now, trying to determine what it is.
Yeah, your angels are coming in. Your angels are coming in, Tasha, and they're just saying right now, keep facing your true north. You already are, and don't overthink it or overdo it. You can be really critical of yourself, and not always from a bad place, but just from a place of really wanting to be productive. And they're encouraging you to maybe switch some of your pressure to pleasure. Start following the things that light you up. Start asking your heart what it's calling for or wanting most right now, instead of, really forcing yourself into that decision at that time. That decision will come, but it'll be from the heart, and it'll be because you're already taking action steps on co-creating the life that you want. So we really appreciate you calling in, Tasha.
Thank you.
You have a lovely evening. That was Tasha. What a lovely color. It's so overwhelming being a young adult and seeing, especially an old soul young adult, when you have all these opportunities in front of you, we don't know which way to go. And it's very important to remember that there very rarely is a wrong answer. You're going to learn no matter what you do. So if we can get our egos to get off our back a little bit and stop riding us so hard to pick the right answer, we will be able to clearly see the way to go. But all this stress and anxiety clouds our vision. If we want to make more clear moves and have more clear vision, what you do is you pull away all the anxiety, stress, and fear, which just simply are clogging you up and taking up space. And guess what? Not being productive. And if I dislike anything, it's unproductive feelings and thoughts, because they trick you into thinking that they're in control when they're not. So, Tasha, if you're still listening, go ahead, clear your mind, let your body relax a little bit. They're saying your adrenals are hit and your nervous system's hit. Go ahead and relax, breathe, and think of it as an exciting opportunity to make a choice as opposed to an overwhelm. And again, it can be overwhelming because you have done both of those jobs in parallel lives. Your spirit guides are having me see you being in the medical field as well as in law. And they're leaning a little law, but again, that's just energetic, just because of the nature of the medical world, they're saying. But you would be excellent at both because you've already done both in parallel lives. So both winning answers there. Feel it in your heart. That's the answer. Ladies, you want to add anything?
That's beautiful. I was curious about what Jennifer's advice is for decision making.
In regards to her making a decision, I feel like she's putting too much in front of her. I feel like to think about a career change and a move at the same time is too much. I'm not a multitasker, but there are people who are, but I don't feel Tasha is. I feel like she needs one focus at a time, but I feel like she gets stuck in one and then goes to another and then another. She would do better just to focus on move or work. But I do feel like New York it's getting old, and it will continue to get even older. If she's still on the line, I got the weirdest image for it. You know that kangaroo in Winnie the Pooh? I think it's called Kanga. Yep. So I'm unable to really figure out why I'm getting this for her, but maybe if she's still listening, can figure it out. So either there's an Australian connection or a mother connection or something to do with Winnie the Pooh. Just meditate on that for a little bit and you'll get some answers. Or else it was the spirit with the name Winnie coming through. I'm not sure. But I don't think she's there anymore, so I can't ask.
She's still listening. I can see her in the switchboard, so I'm sure that got passed on. That was beautiful.
Okay, great.
Jennifer, what about for just in general, helping people in general who maybe might just be listening and feel a little overwhelmed and not sure where to start with, the decision-making process or where their heart's leading them? What are some things that you like to do or share with some of your clients?
In terms of making decisions, I like what Jennie was saying. You don't have to necessarily all the time, sit back, chill a bit. Sometimes the decisions are made for us. If you're having a lot of difficulty making a decision and nothing's resonating, I just sit back for a little bit and wait for it to be made on my behalf, because a lot of the time it's really not our decision to be made. Sometimes we're the actors in the play, and sometimes we're just there as a supporting actor. And sometimes the supporting actor's role is just to let and watch everything play out that the way it does. Unless you're feeling very passionate about one way or the other, sometimes I just sit back and watch it go. And I suggest that to other people too, but not because they can't make a decision, because it's not necessary for them to make a decision. Usually you'll be able to choose one way or the other. And a lot of the times we don't even need to choose. We just believe that we need to choose. And that makes us feel powerful because we're making the decision, but we can just sit back and let the decisions be made for us and trust that we're being divinely guided in the right direction.
Beautiful. Very
Beautiful.
often you'll find that one way will light up a lot more than the other. If you just sit back and watch what's playing out around you, often one of the paths will be very much more clearly revealed. So sometimes you're right, the answer will line itself up right in front of your face. And then other times we just have to lean one way or another by feeling what's in our soul. What sparks us more, medical or law? Both very interesting to study, no doubt.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies. So anything else we want to talk about for now before we take another call?
Would you like to take a commercial break real quick before we do our next caller?
Sure.
Go right ahead. I'm in the kitchen, so if you want to hit that, Mandee.
All right. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
This is Heart Over Ego Radio, a network of shows to raise your vibration and guide you into your best life. Sundays, tune in for the Everyday Psychic Show. Mondays, the Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, Radical Spirituality. Wednesdays, Rain Radio. Thursday, Transcending Love. Friday, Womb Magic. Saturday, Knowing Soul. Shows for you 7 days a week, only on Blog Talk Radio. This is Heart Over Ego Radio.
Welcome back. You are here with Mandee, Jennie, and Jennifer on the Alchemy Sisters. All right, ladies, you ready to take our next caller?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay. Jennie, would you like to, or would you like me to?
Haven't made it back to the studio yet. If you could grab that.
All right, I'm on it. We're gonna take area code 415. Hello, 415. You are with the Alchemy Sisters. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Catherine in California.
Hi, Catherine. How can we support you tonight?
I'd like reading about the best things to focus on for this month and just kind of prepare for what's next and making use of the time. And I haven't been able to sleep very much during that full moon time. I didn't sleep for 2 or 3 nights. So I'm just kind of feel tired right now.
Beautiful. You got it.
Catch up.
Jennifer, would you? Oh, excellent. Jennifer, would you like to offer support first?
No, I'll go third this time. How's that?
Okay, you got it. Jennie.
All right.
All right. Let's take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards for you. The very first one is resonating with what I felt like you needed in order to come up against what's coming up. What they're showing is, of course, you're going to have changes and difficulties, and the idea is to be flexible and movable and shiftable. And this is going to take a lot of strength, because very commonly we're going to find strength in our routine. and our regular movements and our regular stuff. But what they're saying is we have to find strength in other spaces so we can move through these turbulent, unsure times. So they're saying find strength. That's going to like really propel you through a lot of this change. The next card they're showing is the Seven of Pentacles, which is some sort of movement around money. I'm seeing some money generating and movement around that. So they're showing that being a positive thing. And then the next one is the Four of Wands, which is either something to do with movement inside of your house or collaborating or working with a group of people. So what they're saying is if you want to focus on something, from my angle, I'll see what the other girls have to say, but I would say if you want to focus on anything, it's focus on shifting fear into curiosity. It's going to give you more strength than you could imagine. Mandee, what do you got?
Beautiful. Catherine, your angels are coming in and they're saying they have several things that they're encouraging you to focus on during this time. Number one is your inner and outer beauty. This is a time to really get to know your heart again on a deeper level and to allow it to expand. They're saying that you have such a big heart and so many things that you want to bring into this world and that you care about, and that it's really okay to honor that right now, as well as just doing, some self-love and acceptance and image and body work. That's something that can never get old. We can never do enough of because we're constantly changing and growing and shifting, and they're encouraging you to do that. They're also encouraging you to take some time for a little bit of studying and learning. And this is more of an opportunity to see that every day is an opportunity to learn as we get a little bit more present. They're showing there's a couple things you've been interested in, and it's okay to go down the rabbit holes and give yourself permission. And it could be, I'm actually seeing they're showing a lot of flowers and gardening. So if you're interested in that this summer, or if you've never done it before, might be something. Yeah. They're like, that's rising a lot for you right now, and it's beautiful. This is for you and all of our listeners, a little bit of a green witchy tip. It's really nice to create like a grim if you have a garden or an herb garden or a flower garden, and that's just a journal of your own personal findings and observations and what the energies of the plants are telling you and giving to you. And you can do that no matter how long or short that you've worked with plant medicine. They're also showing that this is really a time for you to be honest and honor your feelings, because there's much coming up to be released at this time. You may find yourself obviously overtired with the moon and a little emotional, and they're showing that a lot of that is very sacred, and some of it's just coming up to be cleared right now. And, sometimes that can be something little that's like, some girl called us a mean name in 4th grade and we don't remember it, but it made us really sad that day. And so it might be just something coming up to be released. And they're showing you've been more present with your emotions, so to allow that. And then one more, last but not least, they're saying you have a very strong spirit animal that's going to be coming to work with you over the next couple of months. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be. It's actually looking kind of bird-like or hawk-like or something like that, but that's going to be for you to decide. And it's going to come to you often. You'll see it repetitively. Jennifer Evans, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, Catherine, is there a teacher in spirit, or are you a teacher?
Yeah, kind of both. I'd say both my mother and myself.
Okay, is your mother still here on Earth?
She's in spirit, yeah.
She's in spirit, okay, because I had the strong teacher figure come through. And what she was telling me, she was showing me that, one of those merry-go-round things that you went on as a kid and you spun it too hard, you get sick to your stomach. So she's saying right now you just sort of feel like you're going around in circles, and that's okay, because what she's also saying is that you've built a really good foundation for yourself. So you're not working off a flimsy dock. You're working off a very well-built cement structure.
Foundation.
And yeah, a very good foundation. So she's saying you've got a great foundation. You're spinning around, but that's okay. A lot of us are right now. She's saying you're very well protected. And the funny thing that she showed me was, those glass or plastic lids that they put over the pies at the diners. So she's showing me one of those lids. Yeah. She's showing
That's
you
hilarious.
really well protected. Yeah. But not inaccessible. All you have to do is lift it up, and there you are, right? So what she's saying is she's saying you're well protected, but you are feeling like you're spinning around in circles. But over the course of the next month, seize the opportunities. Like the ladies have already said, do something for yourself. Don't beat yourself up over anything, because this teaching ability that you have is great. I see great family. I see, you've surrounded yourself with great people and experiences. So don't sweat it. Just take this time to maybe slow down that, because it is fun to go in circles, and being dizzy sometimes is funny, and you end up giggling and falling off the thing, right? But that's what you do with your friends. So going around in circles by yourself isn't fun, but doing it with your friends is fun, and we can't do that right now, which is part of the problem. So once you're able to get back, and I feel like we're going to be able to start seeing people again soon. So you said California, did you say?
Yes. Yeah, the weather's been very nice and all that.
Exactly. So you will be able to start seeing people maybe more ahead of people in Canada or on the northern places. So, once that starts to happen, you'll be great. But she just wants you to know you built it up the way that you needed to. Everything's the way that it should be. Just, take it a little bit easier on yourself. And she sends you a lot of love, and she sends you some baked goods. I don't know if she was a baker or not, but yeah, lots of love from your mom.
Oh, how beautiful.
That's great. Yeah, I've been thinking of rhubarb pie. My mom was a great pie maker, and I was with Mother's Day and everything. I was thinking, I would love to get a pie for all the moms.
Aw, yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
So good.
I know she was around. Doesn't that sound good?
She certainly tapped in all those pie references, so she's with you and has been with you. Well, thank you so much, Catherine, for calling in, sending you all the love. Take care.
All right. And we're having some technical issues today, so thank you everyone for bearing with us, but we're going to cut short today. And we want to tell everyone listening, this is the Alchemy Sisters. We're here every Monday. That's 5 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes we take calls, and sometimes it's just a conversation, but we're definitely here most Mondays. And if you want to get in on some free readings, call in. Same number that you called in today. It's the same network on Sundays. Myself and Jennifer and Mandee play around on Sundays with our friend Drew, and we do sometimes 90 minutes and sometimes an hour full of readings, free readings. So definitely find us on Sundays at Everyday Psychic Radio. Again, it's the same network, so it's the same call-in number, same group. We appreciate you all. And Jennifer, do you want to tell everyone your website and contact information one more time?
Yes, thank you. It's Healer Medium at live.ca. My website is iseedeadpeople.ca. Thanks, ladies. It was a pleasure.
Beautiful. It was a pleasure, and we'll see you next week. And everyone, this is Heart Over Ego Radio. You are here with the Alchemy Sisters, and until next week, we appreciate you. Bye-bye.